Well, welcome into sold-out Mackey Arena. This crowd has come to see 11th-ranked Indiana take on hometown Purdue. To look at the starting lineups for Indiana, they will go with Newton, Washington, Haston in the middle, along with A.J. Guyton and Lewis for Purdue. Cardinal, Robinson, McQuay, Cornell, and Carson Cunningham. Frank Buller-Jack back with Clark Kellogg. Indiana off to the best start in 7 years at 14-2, while Purdue stands at 12-5. Ed Hightower, Tom Clark, and Paul Jansen. Today's officials. Indiana comes in, Clark 14-2, Purdue 12-5. Indiana 4-1 in Big Ten play, while Purdue stands at 3-1. And the tip controlled by Purdue. Cunningham across midcourt, gives it up to Cornell. Indiana's defense very stingy, allowing their opponents through the first 16 games just 36% from the floor.
They do a good job pressuring the ball and helping each other out. One area they've been vulnerable in conference play is on the glass. Purdue averages 15 offensive rebounds per game in the Big Ten, and that'll be something to watch during the course of this ball game.
Well, Guyton rejected on his drive to the baseline, rebounded by Cardinal, and now a whistle. Turnover as we look at the Big Ten. The top 5 in the Big Ten. Indiana at 4-1, Ohio State, Michigan, and there's Purdue at 12-5, 3-1 in conference play. So 3 teams at 4-1.
It's going to be that way all season long, I think, Craig. A very balanced and tough conference, and the heavyweight teams up top, Indiana, Michigan State, Ohio State, and Purdue right there, as well as the young Michigan team.
Boy, Lynn Washington's shot was knocked away by McQuay. Number 32, a 6'7" jumper out of Gary, Indiana.
Here you take a look. Washington trying to beat Cardinal. Gets a good look, but nice help by Greg McQuay.
29th block of the season. Michael Lewis controls. Cunningham guards him. The left-hander shot takes 2 bounces and off McQuay. Up the ladder for the rebound. Cunningham across midcourt quickly. Purdue runs. Cornell, the lefty.
Excellent job of transition basketball. Good defense. Rebounded cleanly. Get it out and run and get a high-quality shot in the open floor.
Cornell coming off a tremendous game against Minnesota. 25 points. He hit 3 of 7 from behind the three-point line. So Purdue on their home court, up early by 2. And answering right back with the soft touches, Kirk Haston.
Both teams playing man-to-man defense. Talking to Gene Cady yesterday, he said we may see a little mixed-in zone from his squad.
Robinson got caught baseline, and McQuay was the trailer. And right now, Greg McQuay playing both ends of the floor.
Well, anytime you can penetrate the defense, you create lanes to the basket.
A little jump hook shot, switch shot by Haston. He's got all 4 points for Indiana.
This kid really is growing in confidence and productivity. 3 double-doubles in the 5 Big Ten games that Indiana has played. And he can shoot the hook, and he's got excellent footwork down low.
Cardinal crashes in, no whistle. And here comes A.J. Guyton. Dishes. Last touched by Purdue. Craig Buller-Jack with Clark Kellogg here in West Lafayette, Indiana. This one should be a barn burner.
I really feel that way.
Cliche, but this is a key matchup early in Big Ten play.
It really is, because both of these teams only have 1 loss. You want to protect your home court in conference play especially, and Purdue is starting to find a good rhythm as a basketball team as we see Rodney Smith check in.
Rodney Smith, number 31, sophomore out of Indianapolis.
They're going to try to give A.J. Guyton some different looks defensively. Mike Robinson started on him, and now Rodney Smith in good position but committed the foul there as A.J. recognized he had a bigger guy on him and tried to beat him off the dribble. But talking to Gene Cady yesterday, he felt that the way you try to negate Guyton is by putting somebody on him with some extra size. And both Smith and Robinson have enough quickness to stay with Guyton and some size to try to bother him.
Hasn't taken long for Gene Katie's snarl to begin. As you look at the 7 games against Purdue during Guyton's career, nearly 19 points, 4 assists, and 47% from the floor. He makes them both.
And in his last 4 games against Purdue, about 21 points and 53% shooting from the floor for A.J. Guyton.
Cardinal, the blue-collar guy. Little shot up. Oh, and got the back rim. And then kicked down for 2. The Cardinal averaging 14.3 points a game on the board. One of the co-captains for Gene Katie. Guyton between the legs. Tough pass. Haston. Little jump hook. Rolls in. Haston with 3 buckets. 6 points. Cornell. Double team. Cunningham comes over to help. Cunningham off to Cornell. Wants the 3 ball. Short. It was hit. Rebounded underneath and a whistle. Cardinal always in the fray.
He's not afraid to give up his body anytime or any place.
16-16 remaining in the first quarter. And Cardinal to the free throw line. And want to welcome all of you watching Duke against Wake Forest. Mike Krzyzewski and company taking care of Wake this afternoon here on CBS. Indiana in red, Purdue in white. And Indiana up by a score of 8-7 after the made free throw by Cardinal. Cardinal, Clark the complete player, 77% from the free throw line. You wear those knee pads, you know why? He polishes every floor he plays on.
He likes to be in the middle of things, and he's not afraid to get to the floor, be it defensively or on the glass. And he also has an excellent touch from behind the three-point line.
Guyton on the drive, sweet pass inside, ball strip. Last touch by Purdue, 22 on the shot clock.
A nice job early on by A.J. Guyton to look to penetrate off the dribble, and he's made a couple of really nice passes to front court players around the rim.
Michael Lewis lobs it out. Pulled down by Lynn Washington, who got the start today, and place of Dane Fife. Bobby Knight trying to go with a little bit more size against Purdue. 11 on the shot. Inside, Haston dropped it off to Washington. Easy 2 for Indiana.
Well, Craig, when you get ball reversals, you force the defense to shift and rotate. And if defenders are slow in rotating on ball reversals, you've got a chance to get something right at the rim.
Cunningham hangs on the pivot to McQuay. Now to Cardinal, wants the 3 ball. In and out. Haston on the rebound. Off to Lewis across midcourt. Indiana on the road up by 3, looking for more. Jeffrey Newton, the freshman, out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, you know, I was looking at his last 10 games, and it's a single-digit game scoring followed by a double-digit scoring effort. So he's due for a double-digit game today, and he's got excellent quickness along that baseline.
Newton picks up the foul. You know, he's made a quick transition, Clark, as well, because he basically ran the same motion offense in high school.
Makes it a little easier as you try to learn the nuances of what Indiana does. There you see Greg McQuay showing you some quickness along the baseline, taking it strong to the cup and drawing the foul.
McQuay, 53% free throw shooter, makes the first. McQuay's had some good success in his 2 games against Indiana, 16 points, shooting nearly 54% from the floor with 8 boards and 3.5 blocks.
They'd really like to get him more involved, give him more touches to establish an inside game.
Missed the second, grabbed his own rebound. Fresh 35 on the shot. Maynard Lewis in the lineup now, running the point for Gene Katie. McQuay looking for help on the pivot foot. 20 on the shot. Cardinal tried to make the move, lost the handle, picked it up, guarded, and then a whistle. And it's going to go against Lynn Washington. And And we'll take a break. 14:41 remaining in the first half. Indiana up by 4.
We're a new kind of dating company. We move at internet speed. Broadway.
Heard about George? The software guy? The guy with the backhand? Yeah. Bought Citro. Friday morning.
Friday morning? How do you do that?
Same way we did.
Yeah, but George isn't a traitor. Hey, George.
Hi.
I hate that guy.
Daytech Online. The rules are changing.
Once every 6 seconds, a GM owner puts their stamp of approval on the quality of our cars and trucks by coming back to buy another GM. It's the ultimate expression of loyalty. And to us, the ultimate compliment. Visit GM.com. It's an especially good time to find out why so many are so loyal.
The zero-pressure Michelin. So revolutionary it won't go flat. Even with the puncture the size of a golf ball. Letting you drive up to 50 miles at 55 miles per hour. Just what you'd expect from Michelin.
CBS Sports coverage of the road to the Final Four is sponsored by Propecia. Talk to your doctor today. NASDAQ, the stock market for a digital world. And by Honda, makers of the spirited and versatile CR-V.
Indiana leads Purdue 12-8. Will that bring a smile to Bob Knight? I doubt it. 29th season as the head coach at Indiana. His best start in 7 years. He's the fine owner of 11 Big Ten championships, and that's a Big Ten record success. You bet, for the General. Lewis stays at the point. Beats McQuay. Little jump hook. Way up he goes.
Well done. He sat down in the post. Got ideal position down there, took his time, and went to work.
Indiana, first 2 minutes, 0 for 3. They're hot. Since then, Clark, 5 for 5 is Indiana, and Haston has been hot. He's hit 3 for 3 during
On
that
the year,
stretch.
Indiana, Craig, a 50% shooting team because they can hit the 3. They don't shoot a lot of those, but they typically get high-quality shots in their motion offense.
Baseline jumper, rolls out, rebound Cardinal. Purdue wants to run to Cornell. 2-on-2. Oh, made it through the seam with the left hand.
The excellent execution of the jump stop got him a clear byway to the rack.
4 points. Left-hander, in and out, wouldn't go by Lewis. And another rebound pulled down by Purdue. We're tied at 12, coming up on the 13:30 mark of the first half. Robinson hops and skips off the mark, right to Cornell. He has all day to fire up the 3. Got it off the glass. (15-12) Purdue. Good defense. Purdue, Cardinal dusting the floor again, and a whistle. Jared Odell picks up the foul. I'm sure Bob Knight, Clark, was very aware of just the emotion of this game. Always is in this great in-state rival. Well, that's amazing, too. Career leader in steals. How many times would you look down a roster in college basketball and find that to a 6'8" guy?
Not very often, Craig. And again, he's done it with smarts and a willingness to give up his body.
Newton came to the lane. They're going to wave it off and a whistle.
Had a pleasant time with Coach Katie yesterday evening after practice, and folks, that scowl belies the teddy bear that he is, or can be. Really a pleasant guy.
Whistle on the inbound. That last foul was charged to Maynard Lewis. You know, you're right. He and Bobby Knight, if you had to pick the two Big Ten coaches with the growls and the snarls, it's those two on the court today. They give you some expressions you'll never see.
They can give you some serious looks.
Newton makes the first.
Jerron Cornell stepping out, overplaying Newton, and forgot to protect the basket. I mean, you don't want to deny a guy and allow him to cut to the bucket. And that's exactly what happened. And Newton able to capitalize on the free throw opportunities. 2 for 2 from the line. 15-14 Purdue. Lewis running the point. Cornell. Baseline. Good movement by Purdue. Lost out of bounds. Their last touch by Indiana. 20 on the shot clock. And Dane Fife is going to check in for Bob Knight. And Cardinals' rest did not last long for Purdue. Baseline jumper, long, and ripped the net. Jerron Cornell with 9 points to really spark Purdue here in the first half. They beat it down low, tough shot. Couldn't get it to fall was Newton. And Purdue pushes the Cardinal. He'll drive baseline. Squeezes through traffic and a whistle. Both teams have scored a couple of times on out-of-bounds plays. Look at Jerron Cornell come off the curl, come off the screen of Rodney Smith. That's Dane. Was that Mike Lewis actually got there, was in pretty good position, but Cornell, being the excellent shooter he is, doesn't need much time or room to get off that sweet shot.
Cardinal now 2 out of 3 from the free throw line. His fourth point, 77% shooter. And that builds a 5-point lead for Purdue. He's the reigning Big Ten Player of the Week.
You better say co-Big Ten Player of the Week.
I better.
Joe Prisbilla from Minnesota shared that honor as well. The Cardinal had a very strong week, 24 points a game and a couple of wins for the Boilermakers.
6 rebounds, 2 blocks. I say that's complete, huh?
Very much so.
5. Working it for Indiana, hanging on the pivot. Kicks it out to Guyton. He's not had a lot of touches so far.
And that's one of the things. I talked to Mike Robinson before the start of the game, Craig, and he started out guarding Guyton. And that was his focal point. Let's try to minimize A.J. Guyton's touches.
11:46 to go in a half, and we'll be right back.
After weeks of searching through remote territories, my efforts were rewarded. I noticed something moving in the brush, traveling nimbly across the rugged terrain. A group of nomadic males, strong, powerful, magnificent. They truly are impressive beasts.
In the heart of India, amid an age-old culture, one company has pioneered a new way of doing business, using cutting-edge processes and communications. Infosys designs and builds software solutions for the world, working 24 hours a day, delivering overnight to clients around the globe. Infosys is growing an average of 60% a year. Where do you learn about aggressive, innovative companies? Exactly. NASDAQ, the stock market for a digital world.
faster, more reliable, higher quality, more profitable. Nortel Networks is building the new high-performance internet, and it can be whatever you want it to be. So tell us, what do you want the internet to be?
Come together right now over me.
Thinking about hair loss? Would you like a two-pacer? Excuse me? Would you like some pate? No, thank you. Well, now there are effective FDA-approved treatments for men's hair loss. Millions of men have already started using them. So what are you waiting for?
Doesn't look good, does it?
Call your doctor today or call 1-800-49-MERC to find out more.
It's only halftime.
Merck, helping make hair loss history.
Yeah.
Tennessee and Jacksonville, their only two losses this year. Now the Jaguars try and shut down Eddie George and the Titans. The battle for the AFC Championship, Sunday on CBS.
Yeah, AFC title game tomorrow, Tennessee, Jacksonville. Clark, week 3, it was 2019. Week 16, a blowout for the Titans, 41-14. I'm looking at turnovers. I'm looking at total touchdown passes. But you know what the biggest question is? Can you beat the same team 3 times in one season?
Well, I circled the turnovers because turnovers cost you no matter what the game is. And when you talk about beating a team 3 times in a row, all other things being equal, typically the team that has the psychological edge is the one that's been beaten. And Jacksonville sits in that position. I look for a very competitive game, and I still think the Titans can get it done, though, to be one of those exceptions to the 3-in-a-row rule.
Eddie George is mighty tough, and McNair has come on strong down the stretch. Turnover, Indiana. Purdue right now, Clark, on a 13-2 run over the past 3:35.
Well, their defense has been saran wrap-like the last 4 or 5 minutes. Early on, Indiana got a few things inside, but for the last few minutes, Purdue has done a nice job not giving Indiana very much offensively.
Whistle before the shot.
You take a look at Brian Cardinal. Mike Lewis just steps in and draws the offensive foul. Cardinal wondering, when it's in the paint, that kind of contact should be left uncalled. But Lewis doing a nice job there, stepping in and holding his position.
Indiana has not had a field goal the last 4 minutes.
A.J. Guyton has yet to score, is that right?
He has 2 free throws.
Well, he hasn't made a field goal.
No field goal. He can't get his ball in there. With his hands on the ball. Nice rebound underneath offensively, and it's a double clutch, and it's down for Larry Richardson. He likes his role off the bench, the senior out of Orange Park, Florida. Guyton has taken 1 shot, Clark.
And that's exactly what Purdue would like to continue to do with Guyton. Keep him from getting good looks. Look at Brian Cardinal here. Haston plays behind. Cardinal feels the defender, goes right into him, able to get the shot up and down and draw the foul. Down in the low post, you want to feel that defender at every opportunity.
A Wednesday on CBS, Stephen Boxco made television history with Hill Street Blues, NYPD Blue. Now he's done it again. Don't miss Blair Underwood and Vivica A. Fox in an all-new City of Angels. Check it out Wednesday at 8, 7 Central, right here on CBS. Cardinal living in the first half at the free throw line. Good form, good shot, and down it goes. Cardinal now with 8 points. Averaging 14.3.
One of the strengths of this Purdue team is their free throw shooting ability. In conference play, 72% as a team.
And a reach in, whistled on Cornell. You know, right now, you look, we know about Indiana's defense. I mean, they've smothered teams, 36% shooting all season long, but Gene Katie's Purdue club right now playing the Bobby Knight style defense.
Really doing a nice job pressuring the ball, containing the dribbler, and having everybody else in good help side position. Indiana not a bad free throw shooting team either in conference play. They also shoot 72% from the line.
Larry Richardson will step to the free throw line.
I wonder how long Cardinal will have to sit with the 2 fouls. They're about halfway through. And I think Gene Katie would like to leave him on the bench as long as his team is playing well and maintaining a comfortable margin.
Haston grabbed the missed free throw. Defeated down low, lost off the hands of Kirk Haston.
You talk about turnovers. I always look at the game within the game, Craig, and there are three things that I like to highlight. Turnovers, as you see graphically, both teams with 3, rebounding the basketball, and the free throw game. Typically, free throw shooting and volume of free throws, along with rebounding and turnovers, are going to give you a good barometer of who's going to come out on top in any given game.
Cunningham likes to shoot that 3, though. Gives it up inside McQuay and a whistle.
Oh, he wanted to throw that one down. He just couldn't squeeze the orange. He doesn't have very large hands, so he wasn't able to palm that ball right away, but a well-run play here. A little pick and roll. Actually, not even a real pick, just a fake screen and slip by McQuay. Just good basketball, recognizing what the defense is giving.
Good look at Greg McQuay, senior from Gary, Indiana. Well, he runs the floor so well as he misses the front end.
There you see his numbers. 6 boards a game, almost 2 blocks. Still not getting a lot of touches, only shooting about 6 or 7 field goal attempts per game. I'm sure the coaching staff would like to see that be 10 to 12 field goal attempts. And it might happen here today. He's gotten a couple of good looks down low.
Indiana and Purdue. Cunningham, Cornell, Smith, McQuay, and Robinson for Purdue. Right now, Kirk Haston, the big fella, along with Larry Richardson on the floor for Indiana. Also Michael Lewis and A.J. Guyton. That Guyton is checked out, and Luke Jimenez has come in. So Jimenez out of Redwood Falls, Minnesota, coming in, trying to get a spark in that backcourt for Indiana. But he had 8 points off the bench against Iowa, 2 for 2 from the three-point line on Tuesday night against Steve Alford and company. Baseline jumper way short. McQuay in traffic from behind and a whistle. Richardson picks up his second. Well, CBS Sportsline will deliver the latest sports news and information to you via email every morning. That's right. Sign up today at cbs.sportsline.com or on America Online and enter keyword CBS Sportsline. Actually, they give the foul to Jimenez, his first. McQuay. I've not seen a high arc of free throw shot like that in a long time. That one is way up there. McQuay with 6 points, looking for 7. Indiana's offense, Clark, is just basically stopped. There's the second rebound. Tip, pull down. Here comes Michael Lewis across midcourt. Guarded by Cunningham. Lewis hits it. Three-pointer. The senior from Jasper, Indiana. Well, he can stop and go. Right there he stopped, lifted and shot. Cornell from way out. Off the rim, rebound to Haston. Starts the Indiana break. 3-on-3. Cross court, give it up.
Oh, well, Lewis has to shoot that. You've got to shoot that. He had an excellent look at the three-point shot in transition.
Wide open.
Exactly. And that's one of the best times to shoot the 3. Rebound the ball, push it ahead, get your lanes filled. Defenders are naturally going to go to the paint. Therefore, you have a chance for your good three-point shooters to get some looks at that shot in transition.
Cunningham walks it up court.
Purdue has had a problem when they've struggled with quick shots and poor decisions. That's a good look there.
Cornell kicks it out to the corner. And down it goes. What a shot, Maynard Lewis. And it's a 3. The sophomore from Terre Haute, Indiana.
4 of 21 field goals. Drills the 3.
Well, he had a tough night against Minnesota. He was 0 for 3 from behind the three-point line. Offensive rebound wouldn't fall down.
It doesn't get any more elementary than this. Penetrate and pitch. Suck the defense in. Get a shooter a wide open look. And Maynard Lewis drilled it.
And that will take Larry Richardson to the free throw line as Lewis picks up his second foul. Indiana down by 8 with just under 8 minutes left in the half. This the first. You know, Larry Richardson, you love this, Clark, when you read about young men. Sometimes they take advantage of the fact that, hey, you know, scholarships come, so many coaches knocking on the door, but he said the greatest moment so far in his life when Bob Knight said, hey, I have a scholarship for you at Indiana. Richardson makes the second, and we'll take a break. 7-point lead for Purdue.
Hey, what's happening, B?
Nothing. Just chilling, watching the game, having a bud. What's up with... Hey, hold on a second. Hello?
What's that?
Yo, hold up. Hello?
So what's up, B?
Nothing. Watching the game, having a bud.
It's incredible. The most advanced shave is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Mach 3, easy error-free loading, easy open flow rinsing, and 3 blades that shave progressively closer in one easy stroke. Mach 3, the closest shave in fewer strokes with less irritation. It's the easiest way to the closest shave. Mach 3 from Gillette.
Are these your final numbers?
These are our final numbers.
What do you think, Jack? It looks pretty good from this end. I never thought you guys could pull this one off.
Have we ever let you down?
Not yet. Hey, weren't you supposed to go away for your anniversary?
Oh, you know us. All work, no play.
Great job, guys. Great.
Well, back to the grind.
Thanks for the opportunity, Jack.
Nextel's i1000 Plus comes with a crystal clear speakerphone, so you can take care of business from anywhere. Nextel, how business gets done.
This is your new business. And this is your new car. The new Volvo V40. Now get back to work. Every bit of Volvo for about $24,000.
And welcome back. West Lafayette, Indiana. Craig Fuller, Jack, and Clark Kellogg as we look at a score of 27-20. Purdue, field goal percent, Boilermakers shooting 56%. Clark, I think Gene Cady has to be happy. A lot of emotion tied into this game.
Well, their defense has been solid, and they've gotten good shots in their half-court offense, which had been a problem when they were struggling a couple of weeks ago. So they're playing the game the way they want to, and they've not allowed A.J. Guyton to really be a factor at all. He's taken one shot, and his points have come from the foul line.
And here's a guy, too, that has hit 20-plus points 10 of the first 16 games this season. This is very much unlike A.J. Guyton, the senior for Peoria. Cornell has had the hot hand. Hits the three.
And he's coming off a game where he went for 25 on Wednesday night against Minnesota. So he's feeling it and getting shots in the flow and rhythm of their offense.
And he hit 3 of 7 from behind the three-point line in that game. He's got 13 to lead all scorers. It's a 10-point lead for hometown Purdue. Guyton gets a shot away off the mark. Smith with the rebound to Cunningham across midcourt. Gives it up to Cornell. Hey, you got the high hand, give it to you. Rebound. This time wouldn't fall, but Richardson pulls it down for Indiana. Jimenez. For Lewis. Guyton.
This is where you'd like to see Guyton really step on the pedal offensively.
Gives it up to Newton, the freshman off the rim. Rebound nicely on the offensive side. Richardson.
Both teams are over the limit in fouls, so you shoot on every common foul, and actually a foul was called there.
Averaging 17 minutes on the floor for Bobby Knight. His first 4 points. Beginning Thursday and continuing next weekend, it's the season premiere of the PGA Tour on CBS. with the Phoenix Open, sponsored by Xerox, and it all starts with The Late Show, the late night show, Thursday night right here on CBS. Cornell will take a rest after knocking down 13 points. He has a pair of threes here in the first half. Richardson makes the second. Cunningham working on Guyton. That's a good matchup. Both quick. Smith lobs down low. And a whistle as Robinson tried to make the turn. And it's Jimenez with his second. Great story, Jimenez. Walked on Clark. His dad, John, coached him in high school at Redwood Valley High. What is it about coach's sons? I mean, just gym rats.
Typically they are, and they get a real well-rounded exposure to the game at an early age, and I think it stays with them. They get the nuances and the fundamentals down, and then when you combine that with playing a lot, now you've got both parts of the equation, and you typically can be a valuable player on any team.
Robinson, his first point. Top rebounder on this team.
He's had 3 games this year where he's had 9 offensive rebounds. Phenomenal. Really been a defensive stopper here today. Playing with a bit of a sprained ankle.
Guyton showing some shaking, faking, got the 3 bounce. And the deuce.
The one thing about A.J. Guyton, he can be quiet for a while, but he can have volcanic eruptions. I've seen him do it, where he just takes over games single-handedly offensively.
He's moved up to the 6th all-time scoring list at Indiana. Of course, Thomas Chaney, number 1. And there's Cunningham, who likes to shoot it. And he hits the 3, the junior out of Ogden Dunes, Indiana. He played at Oregon State and then made his way here.
Let's take a look at Carson Cunningham. He's going to get a little brush screen and get himself behind the three-point line. Rodney Smith steps in, impedes the progress of A.J. Guyton just long enough for Carson Cunningham to get a good look at the three-point shot. The nice use of the screen and a good job of the skip pass.
First foul by Lewis. He makes it, 4 points. Cunningham picked up the foul. You look at the three-point shots. IU has hit 1 of 3, while Purdue, Clark has put up 9 and made 5.
Well, they typically shoot more than their opposition. Actually, Purdue averages 18 three-point field goal attempts per game, and they make 7. Indiana, on the other hand, only takes three-pointers about to the tune of 12 a game, and they shoot at about, they make about 5.
Got a feeling Gene Cady had a little relief over the breath of relief as he saw Cunningham sink that. He struggled to play, only 2 of 18 from the floor last 2 games. That time his shot wouldn't go, rimmed off, rebound Indiana. Pushing hard is Lewis. Hops and skips, I don't see, no.
Good use of the jump stop. They never really stopped the ball, and he took it rack to rack.
Lewis now warming up with 7 points. Kirchhoff checks in for Purdue.
Mike Lewis leads the team in assists, but Purdue never really steps out and stops the ball. Nice move there using the jump stop to get away from Chad Kirchhoff. Nice work by Mike Lewis in transition there.
Robinson, 10.4 points, 7+ boards a game. That leads the team in field goal percentage at nearly 49.
Does most of his work in and around the basket area. A flashing type player. The assets of this Purdue team, when you list assets and liabilities, experience, rebounding, free throw shooting, and the character of their players, according to Coach Gene Cady. Liabilities, controlling the dribbler defensively, which they've done a pretty good job of here in the first half. And then poor shot, poor decision making in the offense.
Guyton, nice job baseline. Lays it up and in, his 6 points, second bucket. One of 50 candidates in the preseason for the Wooden Award. Cunningham. Lobs it baseline, turn around Smith. strong. Indiana wants to run. Guyton picks it up midcourt. Guyton in and out. Hard on the rebound underneath. And a whistle. Hornsby in. Number 32.
A.J. Guyton going to beat Mike Robinson to the baseline. Nice job there by Washington. Actually, Richardson screens off the help side defender. Greg McQuay was trying to get over and help out, but Richardson did a nice job shielding him and allowing A.J. to shoehorn along the baseline.
So McQuay comes out. John Allison, number 54, 6'10" sophomore, comes in. He's one of only 2 players on Gene Katie's team that stands over 6'9". Wetzel, Adam Wetzel, the other.
The fouls are piling up on both teams. Very physical in the paint area all game long thus far.
Fouls each as Guyton makes the first, his 7th. Make sure you stick around. Ohio State, 13th ranked in the country, taking on 19th ranked St. John's, 2 of the best point guards in the country. You got Scooney Penn, Eric Barkley, and Dick Enberg makes his CBS debut. Oh my! And Billy Packer, his old broadcast partner. Those 2 ought to be a dangerous combination. Welcome to CBS, Dick Enberg.
Yes, I echo those sentiments. 2 of the best college basketball players and the basketball commentators and broadcasters in the last 25 years.
Oh my, Cunningham, shot, short, rebound, Haston. Coming up on the 4-minute mark, and it's a 3-point game. Indiana quietly just coming back. Guyton showing some nifty moves, gives it back up top to his running mate Lewis. Guyton working this side of the court, lets the traffic fly by, jump shot in. Now all of a sudden, as you mentioned, Guyton methodically taking Indiana apart.
It's not a matter of what, just when with A.J. Guyton. He's got too much offensive game to be quiet for a whole game.
35-34 Purdue. Robinson up in the paint, gets the roll. Mike Robinson's first bucket, 3 points. He had 9 rebounds in that game against Minnesota. 10 points. Cunningham 2-on-1. Give and go. Cunningham off the window. For unselfish play by Purdue. Spinning, Allison swats it, and a whistle. Lewis whistled for the foul, and a timeout. It's craziness here at Mackey Arena. Purdue up by 5.
Somewhere between where you are
How's babysitting, guys? We had a great time.
and where you're going. The new Volvo S40.
Maybe we should start with a dog.
Every bit of Volvo for about $23,000.
Thinking about hair loss? Well, now there are effective FDA-approved treatments for men's hair loss. What are you waiting for? Call your doctor today or call 1-800-MERC-12 to find out more. Merck, helping make hair loss history.
Now, if I take this job, I want 100 grand, I want medical, I want dental, I want a signing bonus, Christmas bonus, courtside tickets, and braces for my baby girl. Oh yeah, and a house. Just like that.
Play your hand at hotjobs.com, the hottest hand on the web.
Elaine Lee just took a new job with a 40% salary jump and a senior VP title. She also took the company stock in her 401k and rolled it over into an IRA, which one day could cost her thousands of dollars in unnecessary taxes. how we earn it. Solomon Smith Barney.
Well, my man, it's a big interview. I gotta look sharp, impress the man, woo the ladies, work a little Shazam magic. Comprende? By the way, nice rug.
Thank you. It's a Persian one.
Play your hand at hotjobs.com, the hottest hand on the web.
Well, Purdue leads 11th ranked Indiana by 5, and coming up on Pennzoil at the half, Tim Brando will get you caught up on all of today's action. Plus, Jim Nance will tell you about the latest news out of Jacksonville for tomorrow's AFC Championship game between the Titans and the Jaguars. That's coming up on Pennzoil at the half. Mr. Brando standing by. Some good football tomorrow and some good hoop today here on CBS.
The toe-tapping Timmy B holding things down in New York.
Is he going to take that show to Vegas when he retires?
I wouldn't be surprised.
39-34. Last touch by Indiana. Shot clock at 23.
Both teams have utilized their benches. They go about 9 deep each way. Foul trouble has been part of the reason for that. So you've got fresh bodies on the court at all times.
6'10", Kirk Haston. Great anticipation as he stepped in that and made the pick on the entry pass. Jimenez looking for help, gives it up to Guyton. Guyton, who had a slow start, is coming on strong now with 10. Whips it down low and a slam by Newton.
Well, they got everybody occupied with watching him, and A.J. Guyton found an open teammate.
Make no mistake, Clark, that Newton can score. This kid averaged 22 points, 9 boards, 3 blocks as a senior in high school. A young kid out of Atlanta, Georgia, but he's picked up the Knight system in a hurry.
He's got quick feet. He makes himself available and gets himself to open spots on penetration.
Then on the shot, Allison on the pivot. Little jump hook, wouldn't go. Tip kept alive, and it's last touch by Purdue.
A.J. Guyton starting to take over offensively. Here he draws defenders on the dribble drive and feeds Newton for the easy throwdown.
Guyton with his second assist. It's a 3-point game. Under 2 minutes to go. Stolen away. Nice hustle. Allison off to Robinson between the legs with the left hand and a whistle. Newton picks up his second as Bob Knight looks to the rafters and gives us a yawn, chewing on some gum. Pretty mellow is Bob Knight at Jimmo today. Robinson short on the first. Sunday on 60 Minutes. How did a 36-year-old computer whiz become the world's most notorious cyber thief? That's what he tells Ed Bradley. Check it out Sunday here on 60 Minutes. Bob Knight is up. And all the articles you read, Clark, about both really of these coaches, why they have been successful, and the frowns and growls, it's to try to feel out what the officials are going to give them.
And that's more art than science.
Yes.
And when you've been around as long as both Katie and Knight have been around, you establish a rapport and a relationship with the different officials across the country. And you can pretty much pick up what's going to be allowed and what's not on a given night. 2 IU players fighting for the rebound there. And Larry Richardson, who had it, walked with the basketball.
Well, Haston had him tied up. They looked at each other, but the official called a turnover. That's the 8th TO for Indiana, 4 for Purdue here in the first half.
Purdue really has done a nice job considering that their leading scorer, Ryan Cardinal, has been saddled with the 2 fouls and hasn't played the bulk of the second half of this first half.
Cunningham had the shot, gave it up to Allison in terms with the righty hook. Fresh 35 on his shot, and it's put down.
Craig, persistence pays. That time the Boilermakers just outworked Indiana on the glass.
Mike Robinson with his 5th point, 2nd bucket. Under a minute. Guyton in traffic. Keeps it alive and back out to Luke Jimenez. Hastings. For the crowd here wanted taking steps. No whistle. Guyton trying to work his way in. Good defense by Purdue. No lanes are open.
Jimenez doesn't know the shot clock. He doesn't know it. Never knew the shot clock.
Shot clock violation. And it comes at just 38 and some change left on the first half clock. Bob Knight not happy.
We started out a pretty small business, but it sure wasn't small to us. We needed help, financial help. That's just what we got from the people at American Express Small Business Services. We got equipment financing for bigger stoves and faster computers, a line of credit to keep our cash flow flowing, plus the buying power to help our business grow. 1-800-SUCCESS was the best call we ever made. Like my father says, you can do anything you set your mind to, but you can't do it alone. He's right.
If you can't stop here, stop here for genuine Midas brakes. Now just $69.95 after rebate. Guaranteed nationwide for as long as you own your car. Next stop, go Midas.
Before I quit smoking, I asked my doctor, is Nicorette safe? And he said, of course Nicorette is safe. Smoking is not. Nicorette has been proven safe and effective in dozens of clinical trials. And Nicorette offers the Committed Quitter Support Program, which my doc said is clinically proven to increase my chances of success by up to 50%. And when he told me that only Nicorette comes in mint, I knew that that was the right choice for me. So I took my doctor's advice, and you know what? It worked.
You can do it. Nicorette can help.
As American as a cowboy. Simple. Honest. A fitting tribute to meat and potatoes. Applebee's introduces sirloin steak skillets. Perfectly grilled sirloin sharing a skillet with homemade potatoes and finished off with your choice of 4 toppings. Like hearty mushroom sauce. So much flavor, you could barely fit it in a skillet. For a limited time only, sirloin steak skillets. As unique as the West, as American as Applebee's.
If you can't stop here, stop here for genuine Midas brakes. Now just $69.95 after rebate. Guaranteed nationwide for as long as you own your car. Next stop, go Midas.
Purdue on top by 5, and with the basketball, Jimenez didn't recognize where the shot clock was, turned it over for his team, and A.J. Guyton showing you the kind of leadership that's required of your star player, nudging Jimenez and letting him know, hey, that's something elementary that you've got to be aware of. I think Jimenez was thrown off, though, because Guyton's shot was blocked, never hit the rim, and maybe Jimenez assumed that the shot clock was reset.
He's a great decision maker, is Jimenez. You know, doing some math, he's only turned it over once every 18 and a half minutes he's on the floor.
Well, he's had his turnover for 2 games with that one.
Final seconds ticking down. Carson Cunningham on the drive. Gives it up. Cornell's at the hot hand and a half. Oh, no. Wouldn't go. Robinson rejected. And no shot as Cardinal spend most of the second part of the first half on the bench. Gets the shot away, but the shot clock expired.
Good defense there by IU. And a good move by Gene Cady to sneak Brian Cardinal in for an opportunity at the last second shot. Although Indiana still has 2.7 seconds left to advance the ball and try to score a hoop here to end the half.
You know, you're right, sneaking him in. Because, again, some folks just kind of forgot about him. Now it's time for our Applebee's tournament favorite. It was the 1969 NCAA championship. Purdue alum John Wooden's UCLA Bruins looking for their 5th title in 6 years. In Purdue's first ever NCAA appearance, Rick Mount poured in 28 points, but it wasn't enough as Lou Alcindor toppled the Boilermakers' dreams with his defense and scoring. Big Lou hit 15 of 20 shots for 37 points, and UCLA captured the national crown. And John Wooden, Clark, of course, a 3-time All-American here at Purdue and the 1932 National Player of the Year.
One of the finest to ever grace the sidelines or the court, John Wooden, and he's still
going strong.
Going very strong, Craig. I had a chance to see him at the Final Four last year. He's sharp and active and alert. Still a huge fan of the game of basketball. just a real treat to be around at any time.
He's part of the John and Nellie Wooden Awards given out back in the West, honoring his late wife, who they were just soulmates. Guyton comes up to help. Final seconds ticking down at the buzzer. Hit the rim. That ends the first half with the score leading Indiana 41-36. Tim Brando will return with Pennzoil at the half after this message and a word from your local station.
Sorry, Slugger. Sold out. Better luck next time.
As a cowboy. Simple. Honest. A fitting tribute to meat and potatoes. Applebee's introduces sirloin steak skillets. Perfectly grilled sirloin sharing a skillet with homemade potatoes and finished off with your choice of 4 toppings. Like hearty mushroom sauce. So much flavor, you could barely fit it in a skillet. For a limited time only, sirloin steak skillets. As unique as the West, as American as Applebee's.
What's Dave doing during his time off?
Road trip. What do you say? Let's go.
He's going to San Francisco, Miami, London, L.A., then bringing Indianapolis home to New York all this week.
For king-size comedy, the address is CBS.
If you're looking for the perfect time to buy a 4-wheel drive sport utility, Basney Isuzu has great news. For a limited time, we have our best ever factory incentives on all Isuzus and a 10-year, 120,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. We think these are the best incentives and the best warranty available today. If you want to go farther and be protected for 10 years or 120,000 miles, we'll see you at Basney Isuzu, US 3133 North, South Bend.
This is St. Joseph's Oncology Team. It's a team with many strengths. Specialists such as board-certified oncologists, oncology-certified nurses, and skilled technologists. Through clinical trials, our patients have access to the newest, most effective emerging cancer treatments, all to help fight cancer. St. Joseph's Regional Medical Center, helping you win the battle, standing behind you all the way.
I believe it's absolutely crucial to act as soon as possible after an accident or injury. And I'll tell you why. Because the insurance adjuster will be out there. He'll be investigating the accident, he'll be taking statements, and on day one, you'll already be at a disadvantage. The only way you can counter that, the only way to know your legal rights are protected is to call an experienced law firm. You need that experience on your side.
Call the Accident and Injury Law Offices of Paul Kuspach for a free consultation.
Together making a difference.
CBS Sports presents Pennzoil at the Half, sponsored by Pennzoil, specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pennzoil at the Half. I'm Tim Brando, and despite shooting 8 of 17 from the free throw line, Purdue leading Indiana 41-36 at halftime. Let's get right to the college basketball scoreboard and show you what else is going on. In a game that many others are watching on CBS, UConn leading Georgetown 42-34. Kevin Braswell has 15 points in the game. The Huskies huddle up, ready to rumble. Always gets physical, and Georgetown wants to make it an ugly game, force UConn to hit from deep. Kevin Braswell does. Georgetown gets a early lead, but Kevin Freeman answers, making it 14-13. But Braswell stays hot in this ball game for the Hoyas, hitting another one. That made it 19-13. The hits just keep on coming for Jake Bosco with a big slam in transition. UConn getting it done at the free throw line as well. It is now a 42-34 game. They've gone to overtime. Remember, Auburn has been pushed by Mississippi State on the road. Now it's Ole Miss doing it to Cliff Ellis' team. They've not lost in conference play yet this year. Marcus Hooks and Laterrell Williams play a little pitch and catch, slamming it down. Auburn would keep it close in the second half. Off the inbounds, up, don't go to sleep. A little backdoor cut by Scotty Pullman. Opie of Auburn with the layup to make it 41-36. Roderick Barnes looks on. Ole Miss would then pull away. Darian Brown hits the three to put the Rebels up 7. Auburn fights back, sends it to overtime. 74-69 the score. Their only loss, by the way, this year to Stanford in a non-conference game back in December. Florida State and North Carolina, history made here. North Carolina loses 4 straight games for the first time since 91-92. They've been ranked in the top 25, folks, for 172 consecutive weeks. Famous Damus Anderson sets up the 3 there. Then after a block shot, watch Joseph Forte. The youngster out of DeMatha picks it up, takes it home, and the Seminoles lead is cut to 4. But watch this play by Ron Hale. They've always been athletic, Steve Robinson's club. They lack size. Ed Cota did not play because of a viral infection. That certainly did not help Bill Guthridge's cause. Look at that, 8-8 over. Well, they've lost 8 games. They're 11-8 overall. North Carolina now has dropped 4 consecutive games. Never happens. Missouri and Kansas, 81-59. Mizzou, Clarence Gilbert, 27 points, 6 boards. He was 7 of 10 from three-point range. He had a sprained ankle in the game. He'll be all right, though. Texas A&M, Oklahoma State, 46-45. OSU struggling on the offensive side. Eddie Sutton's defense is, again, going to help them throughout the course of this year. Time once again for Ask CBS Sportsline. The question is, which active men's head coach has won the most NCAA titles? The answer, Indiana head coach Bob Knight. Remember, you can email your question to cbs.sportsline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline. Coming up, did Duke bedevil another ACC opponent? We'll see if they broke a conference record. And we'll check in on Michigan State's day. Plus, a look ahead to tomorrow's AFC Championship game when Pennzoil in the half continues. So far in our game today, little lesson on how to run the break. If you give it up, you're going to get it back, like Carson Cunningham.
Play the Pennzoil at the half challenge.
Who wants the Pennzoil?
Just call our 1-800 number and answer 3 basketball trivia questions to win Final Four prizes. You can also enter to win a VIP trip to the Final Four just for calling. Stop by Pep Boys for a bottle of Pennzoil. You'll need a stock number.
Who needs the phone?
And a phone.
There's the phone.
The Pennzoil at the half challenge. Visit Pep Boys for more details.
As American as a cowboy. Simple. Honest. A fitting tribute to meat and potatoes. Applebee's introduces sirloin steak skillets. Perfectly grilled sirloin sharing a skillet with homemade potatoes and finished off with your choice of 4 toppings. Like hearty mushroom sauce. So much flavor, you could barely fit it in a skillet. For a limited time only, sirloin steak skillets. As unique as the West, as American as Applebee's.
There are 2 teams going out on the field today, and only one will come back a winner. When the 17th hole, here's the putt. Go out there and do your best. Yeah! I did the Cinderella story.
Sports can teach her how to dream.
I love you guys.
You can help her dream big.
Oh, yeah! They're killing me.
CBS Sports presents Pennzoil at the Half. Sponsored by Pennzoil. Specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil.
Welcome back to Pennzoil at the Half. A reminder, coming up next in the final game of our college basketball tripleheader, a rematch of last year's Elite Eight competition between number 13 Ohio State and 19th ranked St. John's. By the way, a footnote to that, a hero of mine joined CBS, his debut, Dick Enberg, and he'll be joined with another old hand in basketball, Billy Packer. It's his debut here on CBS. Dick, it's great to have you. Earlier in our first game, it was Duke against Wake Forest, an ACC matchup that was historical. Duke looking to set an ACC record for 28 straight regular season conference victories if they could get it done. But early, Wake with a wake-up call on defense, leading to Josh Howard getting it done and cutting it to 1 at 44-43. But in the end, Captain Battier for Coach K delivering a huge bucket to make it 50-43. After the game, our Bill Raftery talked to Mike Krzyzewski about the record achievement.
I know you don't like records. This feels pretty good, though. Oh, it's a night-neat thing. For these kids, they can't recognize records, but you know, certainly that's a terrific thing. We don't want to even talk about it, though.
That breaks a record set by both NC State and Duke at 27 coming into today's game. That NC State team, David Thompson and company, from 72 to 75. Elsewhere, Northwestern and Michigan State, 21 straight at the Breslin Center for the Spartans, and they moved on today and got it done the old-fashioned way, which is what Tom Izzo always likes. A little alley-oop to Morris Peterson from Charlie Bell, and then Bell getting those cheap baskets off the steal from Peterson. He'll finish here. In all, Michigan State out-rebounded Northwestern 45-13 today. There's a little whirling dervish using the glass by Martine Cleaves through the traffic. They began the game with a 14-0 run, and they win it big, 69-45, the final. In the NFL, the Tennessee Titans square off with the Jacksonville Jaguars in the AFC Championship game tomorrow. For more on that matchup, here's the NFL Today's Jim Nantz.
All right, Tim, thank you. We're here at the home of the Jags. Tennessee having swept the regular season matchups against Jacksonville. Beautiful conditions, a lot of excitement in the air. The one big concern is Tennessee quarterback Steve McNair, hobbled by a recurring turf toe injury. He's been wearing a special boot all week and has had limited practice leading into the game.
You know, I want to be 100% come Sunday. I'm just trying to keep it stabilized in this boot so it won't have any kind of movement to prevent anything out of the ordinary. But it feels good right now. It's a little swollen, but come Sunday, I don't think this is going to hold me back.
McNair will start, and don't forget Tennessee has won 4 out of 5 matchups here at Alltel Stadium in this ever-burgeoning rivalry in the AFC.
I don't think you get any bigger, you know. I mean, over the past years and Jaguar existence, I mean, the Titans has always been a thorn in our side, and, you know, we've been a thorn in their side.
It's a personal battle, but the game comes down to the players. You know, when you know each other as well as we do, the game comes down to the players and who wants the most.
If we go to their house and beat them in their house, it'll be sweet and only fitting that we're going to the Super Bowl after that game. So it's going to be a tough task, but I think we're up to it.
All right, folks, we'll see everybody back here tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern, for a special edition of the NFL Today. Craig, Randy, and Jerry will join me leading up to kickoff. Tennessee and Jacksonville, both franchises, looking to go to a Super Bowl for the first time. That's the story from Jacksonville. Let's go back to the CBS Broadcast Center and Tim Brando.
All right, Jim, thank you. Pennzoil at the Half continues right after this.
Meet Martin Licious, Storm Chaser. Some head for the basement. He heads for a Chevy S10. It's got advantages over Ford Ranger, like better fuel economy, a bigger bed, and standard four-wheel anti-lock brakes on every model. Because if you want to outrun Mother Nature, you need every advantage you can get. Chevy S10, like a rocket.
Is the ball a part of you? Does the grass carry you? Is the water there to catch you? Do you dream big?
CBS Sports Line seems to have all the answers.
Why is this guy always kicking our butts?
Speed, depth, instant info, profiles, matchup breakdowns, updates, forecasts, flashbacks.
Heads up for Everybody Loves Raymond. The address is CBS.
No, whoa, I want this transaction.
Who's Daddy talking to, Mommy?
I want to talk to somebody.
He's talking to the cash machine, dear.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, there's no substitute for personal service. With over 130 offices and a 24-hour customer service center, we've made service the cornerstone of our commitment to you.
Doesn't Daddy know cash machines don't talk?
I think he knows.
For solutions and service you can depend on,
Can I get somebody to help me?
call Farm Bureau Insurance.
For over 20 years, Mid-States Construction has been building high-quality commercial buildings for a wide range of clients and their needs. Whether it's office space or manufacturing, from small businesses to big companies, Mid-States has consistently delivered their clients' expectations. Mid-States is the only local franchise dealer of Nucor metal building systems. Since 1975, Mid-States Construction has been a leader in design, building, and contracting. On budget, on time, Mid-States Construction.
I'm Rick Mecklenburg, and here is the latest image from Doppler 22 Storm Tracker.
To the Final Four is sponsored by Charles Schwab. When we created a smarter kind of investment firm, we also created a smarter kind of investor. Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Bar, as unique as the West, as American as Applebee's. And by Power Bar. Don't bonk.
Welcome back to West Lafayette, Indiana. Purdue leading Indiana by a score of 41-36. Craig Bullerjack back along with Clark Kellogg. Hope you enjoyed the first half. A.J. Guyton, the go-to guy for Indiana, slowed quite a bit in the first half by Purdue.
He picked it up late in the first half, but Purdue did a good job defensively. And we take a look at the halftime statistics, and evenly matched when you look at certain statistics, but you look at the three-point shooting, and that's where Purdue has a 12-point advantage. 5 of 9 from behind the arc for the Boilermakers. Cornell responsible for a couple of those threes. Actually, he was 3 of 6 from behind the line in that first half.
And Clark, Bob Knight, a little late arriving for the second half. He is in the seat and ready to go. You know, one thing, too, about Indiana, their free throw shooting kept them even closer than maybe the score appears. They were 11 of 13 in the first half.
The volume for Purdue from the line, 17 attempts, was excellent, but they made only 8, which is well below their norm of 72%. They made up for that, though, with the three-point shooting.
Lynn Washington. Jeffrey Newton, the freshman who had 6 points in the first half, 15 on the shot. Tough pass inside. Haston hit the under part of the rim, and then for the rebound was Washington for his second bucket. Haston was tough early, Clark, with 3 buckets, 6 points, and then cooled as the first half wore on.
And I think part of that was the defense that Purdue played after about the first 5 or 6 minutes of that first half.
McQuay had a good look. Stolen from behind. Quick hands of Jaron Cornell. Cardinal, who set the bench in the first half with foul trouble, gets the shot away. Well, with the conclusion of today's game, we will select the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the game. For each team, Chevrolet will make a contribution to each school's general scholarship fund, a tradition for over a quarter of a century. Washington picks up his third. That sends Cardinal to the free throw line.
3 players from each team ended the first half with 2 fouls. Cornell, Cardinal, and Lewis for Purdue, Washington, Jimenez, and Newton for Indiana.
He has been flying high. 21 against Michigan, 21 against Illinois, 26 against Wisconsin, and 18 against Minnesota. And remember, here's a guy that broke his thumb back in mid-December against Coppin State, missed a pair of games, and still wearing a protective device on that left thumb. Understand this, the pins still remain.
They're still there, keeping that bone in place.
Double digits now for Cardinal with 10. 43-38 Purdue. Guyton, who had 10 points in the first half on 3 of 7 shooting, puts up the 3. Guyton now with 13. Cardinal, Robinson switches to the left hand. Boy, nice ball movement. And Robinson now with 8, had 6 points, 6 assists in the first 20. Purdue holding on to that 4-point lead, 45-41. Ball stripped on the ground. Cunningham had it, tied up. And last touch, it will belong to Purdue. Well, both officials looking at one another, helping each other out, and Purdue will have it.
Nice up and under move here by Mike Robinson. Let's take a look. Did this ball hit the Boilermakers last? It seemed as though it may have touched Carson Cunningham's head before it went out of bounds.
Bob Knight not in agreement. Cardinal holds it high in the corner, looking for Cornell. Big fella can dribble between the legs. Try to put the shot up, strip. Got it back. Baseline. Double pump in the bucket. Cardinal with a dozen.
He's playing with 2 personal fouls. The longer he can go without picking up the third, the better it is for Purdue.
Newton couldn't get it to go. Rebound to guess who? Cardinal to Cunningham. Cunningham gives it up. Cornell. Left-hander. No. Rebound goes to Indiana. Newton has it. Pushing hard is Lewis. Guyton against Robinson. Goes left, goes right. Baseline. Little scoop shot. Good. Guyton with 15.
Well, we talked to Coach Cady last night. He said we don't want somebody other than A.J. Guyton to have a big game. We know we can't put a lid completely on him, but we can't afford somebody else to put up a season-high performance and points on us.
Guyton's got to 15 as Robinson spins 10. Sweet shot. Mike Robinson in double digits with 10.
He's stuffing that stat sheet, isn't he? 10 points, 6 boards, 6 dimes.
Guyton coming right back. Off the mark, chased down the corner. And stepping out is Larry Richardson.
When you can create off the bounce, you can get where you want to go when you want to get there. A.J. Guyton doing excellent work getting into the lane and finishing. He's so smooth and yet explosive, kind of like a baby's bottom.
You know, some surprise maybe that he stayed around for his senior campaign. He started off hot, was the 1997 Big Ten Freshman of the Year. There was thoughts he may leave, but his stock has risen dramatically here in the senior year.
Sure has, and Mike Robinson continue to plug up that stat sheet. Just an excellent job getting weak side rebound position, and he drew a foul on Newton, and I think that's his third.
3 on Newton. Cunningham will take it out underneath the basket to Cardinal. Cornell working against Lewis. Cunningham off to Cornell. Good patience by Purdue. Cardinal with the acrobatic shot. No. Rebounded by Indiana. Nearly lost, but Washington able to keep the claws on it. Guyton working on the wing. Oh, crossover dribble. You got to be kidding. 17 for Guyton.
He's averaging 25 points a game when the bright lights of television are on him. And he gave us something to really enjoy there. Shake him up, drop him off, and finish inside.
Last touch by Washington. Purdue will have it. 20 on the shot clock and a timeout. A.J. Guyton shaking bacon down the baseline and lays it up and in.
You know, people still ask me about the crash. I'm tired of talking about the crash. I mean, first of all, it wasn't even really a crash. 1929. That was a crash.
Yeah, that was bad.
Maybe it was more like a market correction. It's typically defined by like 10-20% drop in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. But if you consider the economic factors that are affecting the current risk premium...
When we created a smarter kind of investment firm...
Guess it's not that surprising.
We created a smarter kind of investor.
What do you know about expense ratios? An expense ratio is a percentage.
I want it to be a new way of looking at things.
I want it to be larger than life.
I want it to be the second industrial revolution.
I wanted to level the playing field.
Nortel Networks is building the new high-performance internet, and the network's businesses need to take advantage of it. So tell us, what do you want the internet to be?
A cash cow. Right now. Over me.
This is power. Unstoppable power. The power in new Duracell Ultra, the most powerful alkaline battery in the world. The power for more pictures, faster flashes, more sound, and ultra performance in whatever it powers. New Duracell Ultra. More power, more life.
And Chris Christopherson star in an action-packed blockbuster.
What are you doing here, pretty boy? I guess I should be kind of scared.
The network premiere, Fire Down Below, CBS Sunday.
Purdue leads by 4, but for the last 4.5 minutes, it's been the A.J. Guyton show. Shake him up, drop him off, and get it up high over Greg McQuay. Here it is again from another angle. Pause him, park him, put him away, A.J.
A.J. Guyton. Look at that, Clark. First 14 minutes, he struggled. 2 points, 0 for 1. Only touched the ball one time.
I call it a volcanic eruption, and there are only a few players in college basketball capable of putting a bunch of points on the board in limited minutes, and A.J. Guyton leads the list.
Cunningham short with time running down on the shot clock. Kick it back to Cornell with a fresh 35. Up high, McQuay. Haston battles, pulls it down. Oh, gave an elbow. And I don't know if that was showtime or really across the chest. We'll see it again.
Well, Cardinal is very clever in getting his body in position to appear to be hit harder than he's actually been hit. Good work by Haston. Oh, no, that was a pretty good shot there. I don't know if it warranted the all-out fall by Brian Cardinal. But clearly there was a shove with the shoulder and elbow by Haston.
Haston got him right across the 35. Cardinal squares up, fires long, rebound, and a big one pulled down by Lynn Washington. You know, Guyton, who comes up across midcourt. You know, that's a great description of volcanic eruption. The last 10 minutes, 15 points, 6 for 10 from the floor, and 7 points in this half.
And one area that Bob Knight is always on him about is being efficient in moving without the ball, using screen, and also recognizing where the advantages are against the defense that you're seeing.
Well, Lewis had the shot, gave it up, and nearly turned it over, picked up and jammed down by Richardson. 7 points. He had 7 boards in the first half.
You know, that reminded me of a play you see in football. The punt returner bobbles the ball, and ultimately it freezes everybody and leads to either a big return or in basketball an easy bucket.
Cunningham, he's catch and shoot. Carson Cunningham, 5 in the first half, now 7 points. Transferred out of Oregon State. He was in the 1997 Pac-10 on the all-freshman team. Great talent. Working more within the system here with Gene Katie. Little turnaround jump hook wouldn't go. Cardinal fight.
Already now, IU has 4 team fouls, and Purdue has none. That could be a huge factor. I talk about the free throw game, the rebounding game, the turnover game. When you want to look at a game and break it down statistically, those are the areas you focus on. And then the X factor, Craig, is the three-point shooting, because that can negate being dominated in either one of those other areas.
Gene Katie making some changes. Smith checks in along with Maynard Lewis. Look at that. Ole Miss upsetting number 4 Auburn in overtime. Clark 79-77. First SEC win of the season for Ole Miss.
Nothing like conference basketball at the collegiate level. So competitive.
Kirchhoff gave it off to Cornell, who had the big 13-point first half. Now adds on another 15, and the lead stretches to 7.
We just talked about the games within the game. Purdue winning the three-point game handily, playing even on the backboards, and they're also winning the turnover game to this point.
Dane Fife, number 11, checks in for Bob Knight.
Glenn Washington takes a seat. He got the start today in place of Dane Fife. Purdue has been all man-to-man. We thought we might see some zone, but their man-to-man has been excellent.
Guyton shuffled his feet, no whistle, and a two-pointer. Guyton now with 19, 9 here in the first, 7.5 minutes of the second half. McQuay in the corner is Rodney Smith. Dribble drive, Cornell, left-handed shot in and out. On the rebound, Indiana. Here comes Lewis pushing 2-on-1. Kirchhoff met him head-to-head, and the rejection. Boy, Kirchhoff coming cold up off the bench, playing mighty high on that 5th rung of the ladder.
I thought Lewis had a chance to make a pass. Instead, elected to take it strong to the goal. Kirchhoff has said, Mike, you have to earn these from the stripe. And Lewis, an excellent free throw shooter, right around 80%, gets 2 at the stripe.
Kirchhoff, one of the co-captains for Gene Cady. First free throw good. Well, tonight on CBS, more questions, more pressure, more excitement. It's Winning Lines, where you could win $50,000 just by watching Winning Lines, a full hour. That's tonight on CBS.
Boy, Cardinal was able to play the first 6.5 minutes of this half without picking up that third foul. Gene Cady got him a little rest at the 16-minute timeout in addition to an extra minute or 2, and he's ready to get back out there and bang around inside.
Lewis now with 9 points and the lead for Purdue whittled to 3. Whistles in the paint, count it.
Right on cue. They went right to him in the post. He's been on the floor for 15 seconds. He elevates his defender with the ball fake, gets the hoop and the bucket and the foul rather. Lifts Richardson. Haston comes in trying to help out, and Cardinal knew he had a chance for the conventional three-point play.
Third foul on Richardson, a three-point opportunity for Cardinal. Looking for his 15th point, couldn't get it. Rebound, Haston. Guyton brings it up near side. Well, he is quick. Now Lewis puts it on the floor. Guyton, three-pointer from the corner. Buried it for his 22nd point.
AJ, you can't continue to hurt these guys like this, AJ.
2-point game.
Does he have major offensive game or what?
Major. After the 11th time this season, Clark, he scored 20 or more points. 22 today. Quiet in the first half. Had 10. He's ripped the nets for 12 here. In the second half, turnover, taking steps was Cardinal. Well, CBS Sports coverage of NCAA men's basketball will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
If you're looking for horsepower, look at Chevy Silverado. Because Silverado has the most powerful V8 of any 4x4 pickup. More powerful than Dodge. More powerful than Ford. 300 horsepower. That's why it's the truck. Silverado from Chevy. The address is CBS.
Icy roads and bridges are common during Michiana winters. This winter, please remember to slow down and drive defensively over icy roads and bridges.
Mattress Warehouse is having a spectacular end-of-year clearance sale. Now, through the 1st, all their bedding sets are drastically reduced. Shop Mattress Warehouse today.
Lease a 2000 Pontiac Montana minivan for just $358 a month at Don Meadow Pontiac and Jeep, Lincoln Way East and Ironwood in South Bend.
Why buy now? Because now's the time to save during your Northern Indiana Ford dealer's inventory tax clearance. As of February 29th, your Ford dealer has to pay taxes on their entire inventory, over $100 million worth of cars and trucks. In order to cut that tax bill, every vehicle is priced to sell, like Ford Taurus with 3.9% financing, or Windstar with $1,500 cash back or 3.9 financing plus $1,000 cash back. Why now? Why not? Hurry to your Northern Indiana Ford dealer's inventory tax clearance.
Get ready to hoop it up with Charlie Adams, Fridays at 11. Well, tomorrow at noon Eastern here on CBS, the NFL Today presented by Southwest Airlines, and then followed up by the AFC title game, Tennessee at Jacksonville at 12:30, and it's a battle of great backs. You have to see Eddie George and Fred Taylor. Last week, George 162 against the Colts. Taylor 135 yards against Miami in a blowout. George and Taylor tomorrow in the AFC title game here on CBS. Indiana, Clark, is 9-1 when Guyton scores 20 or more. I looked at my score sheet. He has 22. It's a 2-point game with just over 11 minutes left. Guyton works it up top, flips it to Lewis. 8 on the shot. Lewis makes his move baseline, lays it up with the left hand. Lewis getting by Carson Cunningham, and Lewis in double figures with 11. So the backcourt combination of Guyton and Lewis have now produced 33 points for Indiana. .56 all. Cunningham working on Guyton. Backs it out with 12 on the shot clock. Robinson in traffic, took steps, turnover, Indiana basketball.
The Purdue weak side defenders lost sight of the basketball and didn't get over to help out as Lewis was able to beat his guy and get all the way to the hoop. And Indiana now with an opportunity to take their first lead in a long time in this one.
Fife out to Lewis.
Foul on McQuay, fighting Kirk Haston inside. You take a look at what A.J. Guyton has done. A relatively quiet first half. Most of those points came in the last 6 minutes of the first half. And he's exploded here in the first 10 minutes of the second half.
McQuay picks up his second foul. Lewis started by Cunningham. Guyton always moving. Oh! Hit the follow away. And it's the first lead for Indiana since they were up 12-10 early. Guyton with 25.
I've seen this guy do this. I've done a few games of Indiana on CBS, and this guy had a huge game against Penn State last year, 30-plus. Saw him light up Michigan State a little bit. And here he is again, moving well without the ball, and he doesn't need much time or space. And he knew it was in the hole as soon as he let it go. Knew it was in the hole as soon as he released it. He is in what we call the comfort zone.
Richardson picks up his fourth foul for Indiana. Cornell off the mark. Rebound, Indiana wants to run. Here comes Michael Lewis. Haston
got it. Beautiful push of the ball by Mike Lewis. Haston running the floor, and the Hoosiers on a run.
At a time when computer companies were building walls of incompatibility, one company envisioned a world without boundaries. They began by building high-powered workstations. Soon their servers became the backbone of the internet and corporate networks. Today, Sun Microsystems has created technology linking all things electronic. Where do you learn about companies whose brilliance lights the way? Exactly. NASDAQ, the stock market for a digital world.
9:24 remaining here, and West Lafayette, Indiana leading 61-56. Indiana, 14-2 run over the last 3.5 minutes. Purdue at one point, Clark, led this game by 10, 34-24.
Well, Indiana's defense has tightened up. They've squeezed the orange a little better, haven't turned it over as much in the second half, and they've rode the broad shoulders of A.J. Guyton, who's been tremendous here in the second half.
Cornell kicks it off to the corner. On the drive. Lewis put back. Cardinal. Cardinal was 16. (61-58). Easy inside. Too easy as Haston just floated down the big 6'10" body. Boy, back-to-back buckets here. He's in double figures with 10. Cunningham walks it across midcourt. Picked up by Guyton. Up to Cornell, wants the three. Shoots, fires it down. Deron Cornell with 18 out of South Bend, Indiana. So he's the school's all-time leader in threes. And that's his third this afternoon. 63-61, Indiana. Lewis to Guyton. Guarded by Lewis. Guyton working baseline. Floats it up. Whistle before the shot.
Oh, my. This guy is having some kind of offensive game. And because of A.J. Guyton's ability to erupt, Indiana has great spurt ability as a team.
It's you against him, against her, and who knows who else, all going for the same job. So what's going to set you apart? Kforce.com. For the first time, the power of the internet is backed by 2,300 Kforce recruiting specialists to help you break through. He's the one. Kforce.com. Opportunity has a new address.
Thinking about hair loss? Now there are effective FDA-approved treatments for men's hair loss. The sooner you make an appointment to see your doctor, the better. Or call 1-800-73-MERC to find out more. Merck, helping make hair loss history.
Chevy Blazer. A little security in an insecure world. Blazer, like a rock.
Tom and Audrey Darcy just bought 21 acres, on which they plan to build their dream house. But if they could see a complete picture of all their accounts and assets, they'd manage their money differently, and they'd break ground a lot sooner. See how we earn it. Solomon Smith Barney.
Indiana on the road, leading Purdue by 2. Craig Bullerjack back with Clark Kellogg. Three-point shooting, obviously a story here, as is A.J. Guyton, who had Clark 10 points in the first half. He's fired off 15 here for a total of 25. He's taken this game over.
He's made 6 of his 7 shots here in the second half. And Indiana had 9 turnovers at the first half mark. They've only committed 2 more since then.
Bob Knight looking on intently with 7:54 to go here. No question they want the ball in the hands of Guyton.
Look at the shooting percentage. Indiana 11 of 15. Purdue has cooled off from a very good shooting first half.
Clark, that's 73%. Guyton again on the crossover, banks it up the window.
7 out of 8 for A.J.
That's why the field goal percentage is up past 75. 27 points for Guyton. Last time he played Purdue back on February 9th of 99, he knocked down 24. He likes Purdue. Cardinal fighting hard for the rebound of the putback. 18 for Brian Cardinal.
Well, Indiana in foul trouble along their front line, so Cardinal really wasn't contested inside on that second chance opportunity.
Lewis feeds, corner shot, down by 5. His first bucket, a big one. 67-63 Indiana. 5 pound of Clarkston, Michigan. He was 0 for 3 against Iowa back on Tuesday night. Under 7 minutes, Cardinal up top. He works it over to Maynard Lewis. Now Cornell, who had the hot hand. Cardinal needs help with 12 on the shot. Cunningham drives, open shot, little scoop shot with the left. Tip in, wouldn't go. Or McQuay battling hard, and a whistle. Coming up right after this one, it will be Ohio State, 13th ranked in the country, taking on number 19 St. John's. Penn and Barkley, 2 of the best in the country at the point, and it's going to be Dickenberg's debut on CBS. Oh my, he'll be here. Fife picks up his second. McQuay at the free throw line.
And that puts Indiana over the limit with their 7th foul. Purdue has only committed 14 fouls, so they still have 2 to give before Indiana starts shooting on common fouls. And in a game this tight, that's always something you look at.
McQuay, 7 points. You see 4 boards. He's 3 of 7 from the free throw line. The crowd sitting on the edge of their chairs as McQuay hits his 8th. And that's a 2-point game with 6:30 to go.
Purdue has taken more free throws than Indiana, but Indiana has shot a much better percentage from the line. Oh, wow.
Washington wide open. Boy,
Good Hastings offensively.
Hastings just had some easy looks here, and look at Gene Cady. That's a dozen for Hastings.
Well, again, ball reversal. That was just a blown assignment defensively. But the Boilermakers got their wires crossed there. They've done a much better job, Indiana has, on Jerron Cornell here in the second half. He was able to shake free for a lot of warm-up jumpers in the first half. Not the case here in the second half.
The play shot wouldn't go. Battling. Cardinal puts it up. Baseline, no. Again, on the rebound to Cunningham. And a fresh 30 on the shot. 25 on the shot. Cornell, that ball was blocked. And a foul whistled now on Washington.
Well, you watch Kurt Hastings. 2 guys chase the ball momentarily. Cardinal had 2 guys out on the wing. But you've got to protect the basket. And Gene Cady, how did that happen, fellas? If anything, give up an open jump shot. Don't give up an open layup. But they are college student athletes, and on occasion, their brains go to neutral in the heat of the battle.
Cornell, as you mentioned, had 13 in the first half. That's his 19th points. There are only 6 points here in the second 20. 4 personal fouls on Washington. Purdue now 13 of 23 from the free throw line.
They've gotten there plenty. They normally shoot 72% from the stripe, and Cornell was fouled attempting the triple. So he'll have a chance, one of the better free throwers for Purdue, to bring them to within 1.
21 for Cornell. Out comes Washington with the 4 fouls, 69-67. A third free throw on its way.
Can Purdue take advantage of the free throw situation? And can they find a way to stop the other people offensively for Indiana? Guyton, in the zone he's been in, is virtually unguardable. So you have to make sure the other guys for IU don't hurt you.
Cornell.
Indiana, on the other hand, Craig, just wants to do what they typically do. Run their motion offense, pass, screen, react to the defense, and get a high-quality shot every trip.
Cornell made 2 of 3, so it's a 2-point game. Robinson picks up the foul, his second for Purdue. Jared Odell in for Bob Knight, number 43. Crowd wanted steps, didn't get the call. Guyton working baseline, whips it down to Fife. Jump shot easy. Odell.
Beautiful passing. The extra pass, it all started with Guyton's penetration along the baseline, and then the extra pass to get Odell the easy shot.
Indiana, Clark, is 12-1 when they score 70 or more. They've reached 71. They lead by 4 with just under 5 minutes to go. Little spin move, wouldn't go. Cornell battles. Robinson puts it back, and a whistle.
It has been buffet style on the boards all game long for Purdue. At the other end, though, it's been A.J. Guyton. Penetration, and then Dane Fife with a nice extra pass to Odell. Look at this work on the glass. McQuay all over it. Robinson there. Cornell. Robinson with the hoop and the foul. But Purdue, I talked about it in the first half, as a team, 15 offensive rebounds per game is what they average.
Odell picks up his second.
And they've got to be close to that, if not over it already, Craig. Sorry.
(71-70) Indiana. Fife looking down with 20 on the shot and a whistle away from the ball. Some great battles between Katie and Knight since these two have hooked up horns, Clark. We talked to Katie about this last night. He goes, hey, every game we expect a battle, but he's got the slight edge over Bob Knight. 20 wins, 19 losses, but that's just how close this battle has been.
Regardless of the records, this type of rivalry usually produces very, very competitive games.
Lewis, touched by Cardinal. Offensive. Here it comes the other way.
Mike Lewis trying to step in. Nice job by Cornell.
Ooh.
From that angle, it appeared as though he was there and established, and Lewis left his feet prematurely and picked up the foul.
Well, it goes without saying, every possession now at the 4:15 mark, so critical. As you look at the sold-out Mackey Arena, 14,123. Been talking about this game for weeks. The old gold and black of Purdue, down by 1. Cornell leaves it to Robinson. Cornell has a good look at the 3. Fakes it. Did he call that one?
I don't think so, but the folks here love it. Bob Knight wanted an offensive foul on Robinson inside.
The lead is 2 for Purdue. Tied up and a jump. Cunningham has been battling Lewis all afternoon, and well, the officials jump in a hurry to unclutter the pile. Wild house here in West Lafayette. Cornell banks it for 3.
So what's on for today?
Boss wants you, me, and Charlie to take the new Silverado and move them bales.
Is that Charlie?
Chevy Silverado has the most powerful V8 of any 4x4 pickup.
Then we got to water the herd.
300 horses make it more powerful.
If there's any daylight left, we'll take Norm up to see the ladies.
More powerful than Ford and Dodge. That's why it's the truck. Silverado from Chevy.
Well, guess that's enough for today.
We're a new kind of data company. We move at internet speed. Broadway.
Sorry. Not enough. No, still short.
For the great taste that will fill you up and never let you down.
Paper or plastic? Paper.
Make it a Bud Light.
Guys, need a receipt.
CBS Wednesday. One miracle at a time. One crisis after another.
Step away from the table or I'll remove you, Doctor.
All new City of Angels, CBS Wednesday. CBS sports coverage of the road to the Final Four is sponsored by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Broadway, a new kind of data and internet company. And by Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Well, Purdue by 2. Timeouts remaining. Indiana with 4, Purdue 3. Fouls, though, Clark, will play a major factor here as Indiana has reached 10. Purdue with 16 fouls.
Indiana has really shot the ball well from the floor. 79% in this second half, and they've made their last 9. And what it comes down to now, Craig, is your players have to make plays. Strong with the ball and make plays. I mean, that's simplistic, but that's what it comes down to. Coaches look great when their players make plays in close games.
Purdue showing patience on the offensive end. Cunningham. Cornell back to Cunningham. 10 on the shot. Had a shot. Gets it back. Cornell left-handed. 3 wouldn't go.
A.J. went down. A.J. Guyton took a fall there.
Looks like
out
the right
of the play
ankle.
momentarily. And that's why Cornell was so wide open. I don't know exactly what happened to A.J. And Bob Knight really having words with Paul Jansen. But just because a guy gets bumped doesn't mean there was a foul.
McClay rebounds the miss by Hastings.
And again, I did not see what happened with A.J. on that possession. But I know he did go down, and he's still limping.
Trying to walk it off on the right ankle. McClay tied up, gives it off, wide open. Robinson, and a whistle.
Let's take a look at A.J. Guyton right here. Here you take a look at A.J. now. He's going to, oh, he just slipped. Nobody touched him. Nobody touched him. A.J. Guyton just slipped trying to get over the screen. There it is. Took an awkward fall.
Robinson, 13 points. Now 3 of 8 from the free throw line. He is 61% shooter. Robinson will get another.
Boy, Purdue has really hurt themselves from the free throw line today, Craig.
Coming up right after this one, 13th ranked Ohio State. The Buckeyes taking on 19th ranked St. John's. Dickenberg, Billy Packer will join you.
2 outstanding point guards in that one, Scooney Penn and Eric Barkley.
McClay got the rebound and the putback. Big bucket by the senior out of Gary, Indiana. Even double digits with 10. And the lead is 4 with under 2.5 to go. Guyton looks to be moving fine on that ankle now. On a crossover, wants the 3. High arcing shot, too long. Rebound, Cardinal. Is that the shot that Bob Knight wants?
Probably not that early. You can get that shot at any time, Craig. You can't put a harness on A.J. Guyton, though.
Mom said to share these. And you can't count, so I'll divide them up, okay? 1 for you and 1 for me. 2 for you and 2 for me. 3 for you and 3 for me. 4 for you and 4 for me. Okay, we'll start over. 1 for you and 1 for me.
2:06 remaining. Purdue leading Indiana by 4. Now let's take a look at the CBS Sports Line stat of the game. Second half field goal percentage. Indiana, 75%. For complete game stats, go to cbs.sportsline.com. And Clark, we take a look at what's left down the stretch run here. Timeouts, 4 for Indiana, 2 for Purdue. Possession arrow, though, pointing to Indiana.
Well, you look at those shooting percentages in the second half, and you wonder, how is Purdue on top? Well, they've slammed the offensive glass. That's why they're on top, because it's been buffet style on the board throughout the game, and especially in the second half.
Fife to steal. And now the block and the whistle called on Robinson. That's going to be 3 on Mike Robinson.
Purdue has done a really nice job all game long of handling the ball. But Fife steps in, gets the steal, and I think Robinson was just too deep to get the whistle blown in his favor. Nice job by Fife to take him right to the hoop.
Good look at Dane Fife, sophomore from Clarkston, Michigan. Makes the first. Well, on Monday night's #1 drama, Family Law, a mother kidnaps her daughter to stop a father's abuse, but these lawyers are about to discover the truth behind her story. An all-new Family Law, that's Monday on CBS. Fife with big free throws. 4 points all here in the second half. He was Michigan's Mr. Basketball of 1998, and Indiana has pulled it within 2. Cunningham, the Cardinal, on the wing. 25 on his shot. Patience, the key for Gene Cady. And his team, Cardinal, brings it up top.
You got to get to work now.
12 on the shot.
Got to get to work.
7 on the shot. Cunningham, no. Tip in. It went down for McQuay. Or was it?
I think it may have been Robinson. 16 second chance points in this second half for Purdue. Only 2 for Indiana on second chance opportunity.
Boy, great baseline defense. And it forces Indiana to throw it away. Robinson got the bucket. He's 6 of 9 from the floor. 15 points and a timeout. 77-73.
Being a volunteer fireman is tough enough. With a cold, it's tougher.
What's up with you, Sparky?
No, I don't feel so hot. Forget that. It won't extinguish headache, sore throat, and
fever.
Like non-drowsy Dayquil.
No. What are you going to do? Cough out the fire? Here. That's good stuff.
Thanks, Chief. Like the multi-symptom relief of NyQuil? Try non-drowsy Dayquil.
Ready?
Dayquil, the non-drowsy, congested, stuffy head, sore throat, coughing, aching, fever, be a hot shot through the day medicine.
Well, tonight on CBS, it's Winning Lines with Dick Clark, followed by Martial Law, and then Walker, Texas Ranger. That's tonight right here on CBS. Great game here in West Lafayette. Purdue leading Indiana 77-73. Possession arrow to Indiana. 3 timeouts for Indiana, 2 for Purdue. Cornell, Cott gives it off to Cardinal. A minute to go. Cunningham, that's the guy they want the ball in his hands. Brings it up against Guyton. And a timeout called by Cunningham. 50 seconds and some change. We'll step aside and be right back.
Now that's a plan. You gave me the idea? Well, maybe I vaguely inspired something. We used to charge different prices at different times. Like that long-distance nickel plan. Sometimes it's a nickel, sometimes it's a quarter. But you changed because you wanted to be more like AT&T.
7 cents a minute, all day, every day.
Oh, you're the man. Yeah, you the candy man. You're the 7 cents man. Well, every child has a dream.
7 cents a minute, all day, every day. Even to Canada with our international plan. Call 1-800-41-RATE to enroll.
Well, Bob Knight has 3 timeouts if he needs them. Purdue with 1. Indiana down by 4 with 50.7 seconds. And the Boilermakers with the basketball. Cardinal bumped and a whistle. Now with the foul situation as it is, Clark, 2 shots coming each time Purdue walks to the free throw line.
50 seconds, a lot of time. Purdue has really struggled at the stripe today, well below their norm. Cardinal has been huge. 18 points. He's made 6 of his 8 free throw attempts, 6 of 9 rather.
Makes the front end for 19.
Bob Knight typically does not like to use timeouts in this situation. He'd rather have his team execute on the fly, which I think is a good strategy because it doesn't give the defense a chance to really get set.
Cardinals 77% on the season. Misses the second, but the big rebound by McQuay.
That's been the story all day long, Craig. They have really dominated the offensive glass.
Cunningham burning some time.
Indiana's going to have to think about a quick foul.
Cardinal being chased, and finally a whistle at midcourt. Well, Purdue has been on a streak, Clark. They've won 3 in a row, trying to make it 4. Got a big road win Wednesday night against Minnesota. And Indiana has been hot. As Cardinal makes the first, he's got 20. They've won 8 of their last 9.
And if they hold on to win this one, you can look at the offensive rebounding numbers. 18 for Purdue, 8 for Indiana.
And another. Cardinal with 21.
You don't want to give Indiana an easy shot here if you're Purdue, and you certainly don't want to foul.
Michael Lewis, 3. In and out. Rebound, Cornell. And another foul quickly by Dane Fife. The Chevrolet most valuable players of the game. A.J. Guyton from Indiana with 27. And Mike Robinson from Purdue with 15 points and 8 assists, a complete game. Chevrolet will make a contribution to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need. Guyton and Robinson, today's Chevy MVP. Fife has fouled out with 4 points. And Cornell will toe the line. Cornell really a tale of 2 halves. He was the spark for Purdue in the first half with 13. He's looking for his 25th. A little hard off the back of the iron.
Well, Purdue got it from a lot of places today. Cornell, Cardinal, Robinson. McQuay did a nice job in spots, especially on the glass. If he didn't get a rebound, he kept a couple of balls alive.
Cornell with 25. You know, he says, I've learned at Purdue is to work hard and expect nothing. Well, you expect today you're going to get a win over Indiana. Lewis with the layup, and now another foul and a whistle.
Still a lot of time, 20 seconds. Purdue just can't allow Indiana to come down and score quickly, as Lewis was able to do on that last drive. But you figure if they can make free throws, which they haven't done too well today, they'll be able to hold on.
Carson Cunningham, 80% free throw shooter. Makes the first.
That doesn't even look right, does it?
No, it does not.
I mean, I can't imagine seeing Coach Knight in anything other than red. That's typically what he has on.
Cunningham with his 8th and 9th point. Huge free throws. And Cunningham will take a seat. Kirchhoff will come in.
Cunningham had a very solid floor game. The numbers might not indicate it, but he never really forced the issue at all today.
Three-point shot away, way off the mark. Indiana gets a fresh try at it. Back the other side, off the window, no. Tip try and a whistle. That's going to send Kyle Hornsby to the free throw line. Cardinal picked up his third. Hornsby gets the bounce and his first point of the game. Makes the second. 4.5 seconds remain. 6-point lead. And Purdue will just dribble out the clock as Indiana drops to 4-2 in the Big Ten, while Purdue jumps to 4-1. So for Clark Kellogg, this is Craig Bolerjack saying so long from Macker Arena, where our final score is Purdue 83, Indiana 77. Coming up next, the road to the Final Four continues as 13th-ranked Ohio State taking on 19th-ranked St. John's. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports, home of the men's NCAA basketball championship.